I'm Chris Williams from Cyclone Fanatic, and a proud Iowa State graduate from the class of 2007. No one shows up like Iowa State fans. And Cyclones support Cyclones on and off the field. Your gift can provide scholarships to students, fund groundbreaking research. We could even drum up opportunities for the marching band. Visit MoveWhatMatters.com to learn how you can make an impact today.
What is up? Welcome to Cyclone Fanatic pregame show. I'm your host, Aiden Wyatt, tonight. Rob Gray is going to join me in the studio here in just a second. Iowa State taking on Arizona, a little revenge game. Obviously, we all remember what happened last time. But first, I want to thank a few of our sponsors, of course, Channel Seed. They've been with us all year long on both the men's and the women's side. We love them and their support for Cyclone Fanatic. And our friends over at Raymond James. Clay and Chase Natuzel, you know they're going to be loud tonight. They always are. They love their Cyclones. And, of course, our friends at Keen Project Solutions. Visit thinkdifferentthinkKeen.com. Rob, it's a big one tonight. No sugarcoating it. Number 9 Iowa State taking on number 22 Arizona. And can you ask for more theatrics between George Yang coming back and Tyrese Halliburton coming back? It's the gold rules game. I mean, what else do you need to get up for this one?
Yeah, and I saw, a huge line outside right around 6, so the full 2 hours prior to tip. So the students are excited about it, and as they should be. The Caleb Love 55-footer, 60-footer, whatever it was, sent it to overtime. Cyclones kind of haven't been the same team ever since. K-State happened a little bit after that, and obviously coming off very uncharacteristically flat performance in Stillwater. Revenge game, but a chance to get right. I would say that Keyshawn Gilbert, who Coach Otzelberger said it was hopeful he could play and did practice late in the week. He usually comes out and shoots around a little bit early with Kurt Jones. He was not with Kurt early on. Now I'm in here at this point, but take that for what it's worth. You can also look at the line, which I think opened at 3.5 or 4, and now it's at 5.5 or 6. So what does Vegas know, right?
Right.
Usually they know something, but it also could have been heavy betting that way too. So tough game. Arizona's, I think, lost a couple that they'd like to get back recently too. So, both teams really have a lot to play for in this one.
Yeah, absolutely. Also worth noting, we're recording this at about 6:30, so things very well could have changed by the time you're seeing this. I guess we can talk about Keyshawn. How different do you think this game would be with or without him?
Well, just, his downhill attacking ability and finishing ability is unmatched on this team, and arguably matched by few in the college game when he's, a full go, when he's fully healthy. Has the muscle strain, obviously has kept him out of the last couple of games. I think Iowa State find a way to adjust, especially with Nate Heisey going 11, 12, 13 points his last 3 games, really stroking it from the 3-point line. But again, that's Iowa State's lost 2 in a row, and Keyshawn hasn't played in those 2 games. So I think there's a direct correlation between him not being on the floor and Iowa State struggling a little bit more on the offensive end, just like when Meelan's out, how it affects spacing and some of the other opportunities for guys who crash the paint. So we'll see how it goes, but I think the hype's going to be there. Like you said, George is going to be here. Tyrese's Olympic banner is going to be unveiled, and I think the crowd's going to really, really be into it. So if Hilton's going to will Iowa State to as strongly as I possibly can
Yes.
to a potential victory tonight.
So knowing what you know about Arizona, what you know about Iowa State, what happened in game 1 of this series this season, what do you think needs to happen tonight for Iowa State to get it done?
Well, they got to get back to taking care of the basketball, first of all. There have been some alarming numbers-wise things in turnovers in the last month or so, and even a little bit before that occasionally. But, that's a bread and butter thing for TJ. Value the basketball, speed other teams up, get a big edge in that area. And they've really taken a tumble there. Oklahoma State was a glaring example of that. Just a team that, long athletic teams have always bothered TJ's teams, and which is why he hasn't done great against Oklahoma State when the Cowboys have not been good. any of the seasons he's been at the helm. So take care of the basketball, get back to crashing the offensive boards. You know, you need your guards and some of your forwards to really do great in the defensive rebounding too, so you can spur the transition, unless you're back to getting a ton of turnovers and leading to transition that way. So the usual things for Iowa State, if they can get well in those areas, shoot it well from the foul line, get to the foul line, you know, they should win this game tonight and have a chance to really get back on track with 2 ranked opponents in a row and then a game at K-State.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's flip to some big picture stuff here. You know, the big thing is, are you playing Wednesday or Thursday? And a lot comes down to tonight's game, which sets up, is it Tuesday against BYU? Take me through a little bit how important tonight is in terms of Big 12 seeding.
Yeah, I mean, if you drop another game back and you're trying to even it with BYU, with all the other moving parts going on, you know, again, with that wild card game against Kansas State Wildcats, who we all know what happened when they came into Hilton a while back, you know, playing poorly again, but they were playing pretty poorly until just before they came to Ames too. So it's hugely important. The seeding, we've seen the seed line just drop. Oklahoma State obviously was the biggest hit. We all expected that. And frankly, it wasn't quite as precipitous as I thought it would be. Lunardi had him as his top 3. But you don't want to, you know, you lose a third in a row, and it happens at home with this environment, with all these festivities around it, with 2 of your most beloved former players here,
yes,
helping to cheer the team on. Then you've really got a problem, and you got to look at the other games and be like, how, you know, it's almost like a damage control situation. How far can you drop? You know, I'm not saying it's the end of the world if somebody Arizona plays great and wins this game. But it's hugely important. And for Arizona too. I mean, they want to prevent dropping down towards that area as well. They're in a little slightly better spot than the Cyclones at this point, but hey, we got 3 games to go, and it can go the wrong way for anybody over a 3-game stretch.
Yeah, absolutely. Last thing here, like we mentioned, George and Tyrese in the building tonight. You're going to talk to them here in about 40 minutes. What's in your agenda to ask them tonight?
Boy, there's so much. You know, I want to ask George the retrospect of how surreal it was when he found out about his broken foot in the locker room. I was in the locker room where he was talking to us about getting ready to play the next game. And Vic Miller, the head athletic trainer, a long time, you know, sorry, I'm not getting his title perfectly right, but you know, he comes in and, you know, it's hushed tones, and it kind of just spreads through the whole locker room that George is done, you know, and they still make the Sweet 16, still give UConn eventual champion a run, the Dustin Hogue game, some great play by Naz Long in that game at the Garden. But other things too, just how he's evolved as a trash talker, you know, taking it from it's Cyclone State to John with Paulo Banchero and Jason Tatum and all that in the NBA as the minibus. So a lot of things with him, and obviously Tyrese. The thing is, Olympic banner back here. You know, how special is that for him? And you know, also him being an all-star and getting paid, and who knows, we might delve into NIL, we will stuff, but a lot to talk about, no doubt. Won't have enough time to cover it all, I'm sure.
Yeah. All right, Rob, thank you for your time as always. Like you said, big game tonight. Legends in the building. This is March.
Indeed. Great to be with you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you to our friends at Channel Seed, Keen Project Solutions, and Raymond James, Clay, and Chase Natuzel. Jake, Brent, and I will be back for the post game. We will see you then.